But you're right. It by many measures, for example, equity prices are fairly highly valued.
We're probably one of the biggest investors in Korean gaming, in crypto, period, right, by quite a large mile. We recently also launched a game console called the SweetPlay X1, the first handheld gaming device that lets you play Web 2 and Web 3 games. So we've been very focused in the Asian market for a very long time, specifically also in Korea. So we have a lot of champions in the Korean market for SWE. We have a lot of champions in just Asia as a whole for SWE, because it's an area where we really put as much effort into very, very early, and hope to replicate that everywhere else as well.
Well, the relationship between interest rates and stocks, it can always be complex. Like for a long time, people thought these things were positively correlated, and now I think over time people are starting to think of Bitcoin almost like gold or something. It's something people might flee to in times of uncertainty. So it's a hybrid between those two things. But I try not to get too caught up in the short-term trends. What I try to do is look at the long-term trends. And there's a couple of big tailwinds now, which lead me to think that there's a good chance Bitcoin could be at $1 million per coin, by 2030 or so. And that's partly it's the regulatory clarity that's emerging. I mentioned the Genius Act, and now with market structure legislation, hopefully getting close, that could be a major moment. We also saw the United States of America now has a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So if the United States government is going to begin holding Bitcoin, I think that's going to be a massive driver of demand, and the rest of the G20 countries will probably follow suit. And then the last thing I'd say is that we saw recently the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs by a number of different firms, and Coinbase is actually powering 80% of the custody for those that are out there. But we're seeing a ton of institutional money continue to flow into Bitcoin now that these ETFs are live. So there's a lot of positive tailwinds for Bitcoin, and I think that there's never going to be more than 21 million Bitcoin ever made in the world, and lots of pools of capital still haven't gotten access to it. So that tells me this thing has a long way to run.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box, provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. We will, and if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And in 2025, the NWO is going to turn on that alarm clock. It's up to you whether you wake up or not, whether you're going to hit that snooze button. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And guys, we're going to see stablecoin regulation, which is the foundation of this new digital economy, and it sets up down the road 2028, 2029 for that free money. And I told you that we would get a first quarter pullback, and that's what happened. And then also I told you that tariffs would get stepped up, and that's what happened. Layoffs would pick up. That's what happened. So the Crypto Teacher gives you a warning like Noah and Gilgamesh, whichever one you want to call it. But we will get some type of reset this year. Most likely stable coins are the catalyst. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. But we have trillions of dollars sitting on the sideline in money market accounts. And then plus, we know the Fed is going to cut rates. Not a lot this year, but they're definitely going to cut rates. So I see us getting a correction and then moving back up. And then we have the two powerhouses, China and the U.S., will step up these tariffs on each other. And of course, guys, that's going to hit certain parts of the market. But then we also have the hacks. We have the Birdman. We have the drums are beaten. And more movies to come, as we can see. And inflation is going to stay sticky, and layoffs are going to step up while they move in all this automation. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly up. We also have stocks right now down. Now don't forget we have futures contracts that are ending on Friday. And because we already did get a pullback, I just see a slight pullback again this Friday. And you heard Brian Armstrong, Bitcoin can go to 1 million by 2030. And we know we don't go off predictions, we go off the Fed. But we're going to get into Coinbase later on in this video. And don't forget all the videos that I used to do at the beginning. Brian Armstrong was planning out this digital economy, and now they're about to do the finishing touches. Now we have OpenAI, Oracle, SoftBank, expand Stargate with 5 new AI data center sites. And again, you can't make this stuff up. Don't forget the Bitcoin narrative. It uses too much energy. That's all they talked about. Now with these data centers that will use 100 times what Bitcoin is using, you don't hear a peep. Guys, that was the whole conversation around Bitcoin. It used too much energy. And then all of a sudden, when data centers came, you don't hear nothing. And you know why they're able to get away with it? That's right, because the sheep stay asleep. They stay focused on things that don't matter. And it's only a handful of people that see the truth. But guess what? Your voice is not loud enough for the sheep. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates right now moving back up. We have the dollar right now slightly up. We have volume in crypto right now down. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at 14 billion yesterday. Make sure you're pulling on a daily basis during the week. And we know the Fed wants to keep rates higher for longer to destroy this legacy market so Trump can build his fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And we had Fed Jerome Powell in the House yesterday, stuck to the script. The economy is doing pretty good. The labor market is weakening. But he said something he didn't have to say, and he talked about the stock market. Stocks are highly valued, and we know that for a fact. And we know 2026 to 2028, that's about to change because it's time to build. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the CFTC launches an initiative for using tokenized collateral, including stablecoins, and derivatives market, seeking public feedback by October 20th. And of course, by stable coins moving in, cash and fiat will be moving out. But then also, if you're able to use stable coins as collateral, that's going to bring more volatility to options and futures. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the US M2 money supply hits a new all-time high of 22.2 trillion. And once that stablecoin switch gets flipped, guys, this is going to dip overnight. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs up as I'm doing this video. And we have Bitcoin, Ethereum again yesterday. Spot ETFs received outflows once again. So make sure you're paying attention to the inflows and outflows. Now, getting over into a little crypto news, we have $1.3 trillion Morgan Stanley to let E-Trade clients trade Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana starting early next year. And we know that's all about adoption. And we have amplified ETFs files for Solana and XRP monthly option income ETFs with covered call strategies. And again, we're seeing the legacy products coming over to crypto. Now we have Trust Wallet partners with Aster to add perpetuals trading, offering up to 100 times leverage. Also, Aster flips Circle in 24-hour revenue, ranking second to Tether. Now we have Samsung partners with DeSci protocol Galleon to use blockchain for training AI on ultrasound device data while keeping patient records private. And we know blockchain, robots, algorithms are definitely about to flip healthcare. And that's one of the biggest employers in our economy. And they're about to be sitting at home. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have FINRA grants tokenization firm T0 approval to trade corporate debt. Also, we have Franklin Templeton brings Bitrue tokenization platform to BNB chain. And then lastly, we have Cloudflare and Coinbase launch X402 Foundation to drive agent payments. And of course, that's machine to machine, not a human involved. And Coinbase had already stated they had their AI agents paying one another, but eventually, once all this AI is embedded in all these systems globally, then the AI agents will be able to take over the economy without a human involved. I know it sounds like a movie, but remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.